Welcome to the Game Changer Podcast. I'm your host, Elijah Bryant, and I got a hidden gem for y'all today. I got Alexis Monroe with Lexland Realty. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Mr. Elijah.
For coming. I appreciate it. So let's bring them back.
Yeah.
Talk about where you from.
So I am from Columbus, Ohio, and I have been in Tampa 4 years now. So I originally came here to go to law school, and then when I was in law school, my professor mentioned that you could own real estate for the amount of back taxes, and I got obsessed.
Before you get into that, right?
Okay.
Let's keep it at Ohio. How was your upbringing? Like, are you only child?
No, so I have two sisters. I'm the middle child. My parents were divorced, but my dad lived 4 houses down the street from my mom. Okay. So they still do. So they're best friends. And
do you feel like being the middle child that you got neglected? You know, because you hear the middle child, they don't get no love.
No, I didn't feel like that. I feel like I had a pretty happy childhood, and me and my sisters are close, so everything was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Were your mom and dad, they were both there for you?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, they did the best, being divorced. They still came together for the kids, and we did birthdays and Christmases and things together.
That's cool. That's sort of like the same thing with me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they weren't together. They separated when I was young, but they both show love, raised me right. So, all right. So, did you have any jobs growing up?
So yeah, I was always a really hard worker. I worked at a warehouse, basically almost any job you can think of, I probably worked. And then when I graduated college, I started, when you got real jobs or jobs that you need for degrees, I actually got fired from every job that I've ever had after I got a degree. Was there a specific reason? No, it was, most of them were mutual, but I just I think I always knew that I wanted to work for myself, or whenever there was a problem in the work field, it was you knew that you could fix the solution, but then, you couldn't, because they didn't respect you, because I didn't have an attorney degree, or I didn't have so it just.
So what were these jobs like? What did you go to college for?
I went to college to be a family case manager. To be a human development family services was the degree. And then I went out and lived in Beijing, China for a year to teach English, because I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. So I went over there to teach, and they paid a pretty middle class average salary. So I got to just go and figure life out. When I was there, I fell in love with teaching. So then I came back and taught at 3 different schools. That's where I was fired from all 3 schools. And but really what happened was, I think I was just being pushed into my purpose, which is where I'm today, being the owner of Florida's #1 real estate brokerage. So I think that everything happens for a reason. I got to learn about myself, and now today I teach. I love teaching. That's what I do. Yeah. I coach and mentor, and that's why our brokerage is one of the reasons why our brokerage has been so successful.
So after those jobs, is that right when you got into real estate? What got you into real estate? So when I was working as a case manager, so once teaching didn't work out, I took a job as at a liquor store. I was a manager, and there was this liquor. I was a manager, and so there was this liquor bottle that was $5,000, and every time somebody wanted to go buy the bottle, they had to come get me to open the door. Mm-hmm. And so it was this. Literally, it was I don't know if it was a week, or it was a short time period, but they came in to go get the bottle, and everybody who came in, I had to ask, well, what do you do? Because I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. Right. I had just got fired. I thought I was going to be this bomb teacher. And so they were like, what do you want to do? And I said, they were like, I'm like, what do you do? And they all said the same thing.
And that's
real estate.
Right.
Wow.
And so and I'm like, dang, so who can afford a $5,000 liquor bottle? Like, what are you doing with your life? And so then they would show me pictures of like their nice house cars and their freedom, and they would, get me excited. That was the first introduction into real estate. So I was like, dang, like, yeah, that's what I want to do. But of course, you try it, and then, I think what happens a lot at times, like you see a vision or whatever, you try it, but then it's like maybe that's not for me or whatever. So then, I took a regular safe job as a case manager, but I knew that I always wanted to get into, like, that was my first.
Yeah, you had that
excitement. Yeah. So I took a job as a case manager, and then where I was helping kids get back into their homes after they were abused or neglected from their parents. Okay. And so I loved that because I was helping families come together, and so that was really cool. So I went to law school so that I could be in a position to even more help them, and they could actually take me seriously in the courtroom. So I finished 2 years of law school. I went to law school, and that's when my professor mentioned that you can own property for the amount of back taxes, and you don't have to have a whole bunch of money, or you don't have to have a good credit score. I had a bad credit score. I didn't have much access to money, and there was really no way for me to own real estate outside of making a bunch of money. So,
and this is somebody in your law firm told you like this play, because that's genius too.
It was when I was in school. My professor.
Okay. Oh, your professor told you.
I was in law school thinking I'm going to graduate and go save kids.
Yeah.
And when she mentioned that, I looked at everybody in the round of the classroom like, did you just hear what she said? She just told us how to be millionaires, guys. Yeah. And everybody's like writing, and they're still going like low with the flow. And I'm like, y'all, we about to be like, y'all heard what she said. So I started reading case law. I started studying the actions. I started like really looking into it. I started interviewing people that are already doing it. I talked to title companies and got to really, figure out what a tax deed is, and how the fact that if somebody doesn't pay taxes, the county auctions it for sale, and then it goes to the highest bidder. But it's under radar. So it was,
so talk about like your first one. Like, you get the information, you're excited. Now, what was your next steps after that?
Yeah. So then after about a month, I saved up $2,200, and then I bought a land parcel, and I sold it for $12,500 3 weeks later.
How'd you know that was a deal?
So I'm honestly, I was doing I was researching case law, talking to different attorneys and things like that, to get my feet wet. But really, I didn't know what I was doing 100%. Still, even with all the, you could be book smart or do books and stuff, but it's nothing like actually jumping in the game. But I figured, I'm like, okay, it was but a little less than an acre, and the parcel was actually worth. It looked like it was worth about $35,000. So you could see I had a real estate license, and you could see what other
the comps, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I can get this for $2,200, like it made sense. And I picked a random number to sell it for, which was $12,500, and of course it's gonna fly.
You put it on the MLS.
Yes. So that one I put on the MLS, and. And then I got an offer, and then I started clearing the issues with tax deeds. There can be different kind of issues, like you got to make sure the title's clear, make sure there's no liens, it's different things. So I started clearing those and working with my title company to do that, and then I was able to make over $10,000 in 3 weeks, and I had never seen that kind of money in my life.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit over 4 years ago, and so since then I just I actually put my 30-day notice in, and I stopped being a case manager and never looked back.
Before we get into that, right, that's the beauty about real estate. That's what I love about real estate. You could really make 10, 15, 20, 30K checks. Like, I had one student that just got a 44K check off of land. Like, that's why I love this game, because you bought that for $2,200, and then what you sold it for? $12,500. $10,000 right there. So now you got that first $10,000. I know you're super excited.
Oh, man.
That first 5-figure check, y'all.
Oh yeah, there's no feeling like it. It's incredible. You're like, wow, I really did that.
And even if it's not even a 5-figure check, just the fact that you put the pieces together and you got that reward, you got that check, you got that money. You didn't have to clock in to get that.
Right, absolutely. You got to work for yourself.
Put the pieces together. So now, right, you got that one deal. So what happened after that?
So yeah, I mean, I took it and bought. I did over 30 in my first year. So
tax deeds?
Just tax deeds. And then I also started wholesaling as well. I wanted to fully engulf myself in the entire real estate.
So wait, with the tax deeds, I know you said certain deals may have liens. So when you're doing these deals, are you coming across like things that's like out of the ordinary? Like, can you talk about one of the, like liens that you had to overcome?
So yeah, a lien is any time that you owe someone, or you owe debt on the property. So even though before you can see all the profits to the property, you'll have to pay another entity like either the city or the county or somebody else who may have an interest in that property. And so before you buy it, you want to make sure that you run a lien search and look to see who you may have to pay before you can see the profit. So, I've bought property with liens on them before, absolutely. But what some people aren't aware of is that a lot of liens can be negotiated, and so you can get with the county, and especially when you start doing them over and over again, you become a familiar name, and they know that you're going to bring money to their entity, and so so you can get more comfortable buying even if they do have liens on them because of the power of negotiation.
So you just go to the courthouse, say, I got this lot, it has 10,000 in liens. I'll give you 3,000 if you give me title. Is that how it goes?
So so you'll buy it, and then there is a lien. A lien is filed on public records, and then what you'll do is reach out to the lien holder and let them know that that you own the property now, and you're gonna fix the issue, whatever the reason the lien was on there.
How do you get in touch with the lien holder? Is this through Google?
Public records, yeah.
Public records, okay. So now you speak to them, and what?
Yep, it's on the name. So it'll have their contact information on the document.
Yeah, okay.
And then you'll reach out and let them know that the issue has now been fixed, and then you can start. You let them know the issue's been fixed, because a lot of times the liens are placed on there for like if the grass is overgrown, and they'll put on a lien and they'll charge you like $50 a day for like 30 years, right? And that adds up. So then you have this, $100,000 lien on the property, but it's only worth, let's say, $10,000. So then you can run into situations like that if you don't do your proper due diligence or are aware of how to do the research. That's why, I do recommend tax deed mentorship, and really getting with someone who's done it, who's been through all these issues. So
now what if you buy a land, right? And it has an outstanding amount, and you try to negotiate it with the county, but they say no. What happens after that? Are you stuck with it? Like, did you ever encounter that? Those situations?
No, I haven't. I have not. I have not had a property where the liens exceeded the value. Okay. I've been able to successfully negotiate them, but it can happen. That can happen where.
What would you say is your secret to successfully, having this
you asked me some good deep questions. Like you said, it's a secret, but I think.
Or what would say one tip that you would give the people?
When you keep doing it over and over again.
So your brand.
Yeah.
You would say.
Yeah, you build relationships with the people who are with the cities and things like that.
Okay, perfect. So.
Because sometimes you'll have to go to like a hearing and tell the board, the city council, why you want that lien gone, the code enforcement team, why you shouldn't have to pay that lien.
Okay. So now you closed 30 deals that first year. I know you're super hyped up now. This is not 9-to-5 work.
Oh no.
This is off your own grind.
Right.
You killing it right now. And you say you got into wholesaling. Is that when you got into wholesaling, year 2?
Yeah, or? So I did have some extra time because it was land. I mean, it was literally, I started just really only working when it was time to sell. Like it was, when I felt like it was no like, how can I explain it? Yeah. So I didn't have a set time where I woke up whenever I wanted, did whatever I wanted to do, and just, sold when it was time to make some more money. And one of the strategies is that, I want to make sure we always sell discounted, and that's how it made sure that they were gonna sell quick every time. So I picked up other avenues of real estate as well, because literally when you become a tax deed expert, you become an expert at all facets of the real estate transaction. So you learn how to find discounted deals, because we're analyzing the auctions every day. So then you learn how to find the deals. I started with calling the people before they went to auction. Before their properties would go to auction, calling the seller before they lost their property, and that's how I tapped into wholesaling initially. Then I realized, okay, well, there's other motivated sellers outside of tax delinquent properties. There's people that are behind on foreclosure, behind on taxes, or the property's getting almost demolished. So I started working those lists, and then was able to do quite a bit of wholesale deals as well. So with that, the network started building, and then that's how I connected with other people, and we formed Florida's #1 real estate brokerage. And Lexland Realty is the name. And so
at this time now, you're doing the tax deeds, wholesaling.
Yes.
And is this when you become an agent, or you're already an agent?
I was an agent. Yeah, I became an agent, but wasn't really using the license until I bought the first tax deed. So like my first listing was my first tax deed parcel. Gotcha. The one that I sold for $12,000. That was my first list. So I was my first client. And then, but what I realized is that, making lots of money is fun. It's amazing. Like, especially when, I've never seen that kind of money in my life. Just thousands of dollars. And what happens, especially if you're not up to date, being financially literate, and really knowing, what to do, money comes and goes, and it comes and goes and comes and goes. And so what I found is that, like, money actually is not what was my driving to make me like happy, because I literally wasn't the best with money. So I would go out to bars and buy everybody drinks, buy everybody shots, and then I'd go like take me and a group of girls, and we'd all go on luxury what's the hotel in Miami, the Fountain Blue. I've always wanted to stay there. Like these big, like for no reason, like luxury things, and just sending friends and family money for no reason. And so what happens is, like, money comes and goes, but that's not what was fulfilling my soul. That wasn't what was really making me happy, especially since, like, I had no routine. There was no schedule. Like, I was
So what made you happy?
So exactly. So when I started sharing and teaching other people, putting other people on the game, like to the tax deed game, and I seen the results and the people coming in, and now I taught my homegirl who now also teaches tax deed classes as well, and she was able to retire her mom. She was able to quit her job, and so then with the realtors, I was showing them how to effectively build relationships so they can get listings, they can get repeat buyers over and over again. So then what happened is, I was like, helping other people is what fueled my, like, that's what makes me happy. And then as a result, like, money even started coming in more because I was happy. So it's like, I think money is attracted to that inner peace. Yeah. And so that's why, I
feel like money is in the mindset, right? It's in the work that you put in. But also, I like how you said, like, seeing other people succeed, because that's what I'm building with this company. I'm giving people the knowledge, they're putting in the action, we're making money. I love seeing people close deals off the knowledge that I give them. Even to the point, I give the people the money back, what they pay for the course after they get a deal. Because it's like, this is what I'm doing this for. Yes, the money is good, but like you said, money comes and goes. You could be up one day and down, but the fact that every time I'm around people that I helped and impacted, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I think that too, leading with the value that you bring to the situation, not what you give, that's how you're going to be successful. Even people who are coming in to join your land flipping company, your business, like, it's important that, we're leading with the value that you're bringing to your clients, and never like just coming out and chasing money from the get-go, because anything you chase, it will run. Yeah. So
let's talk about one of your biggest deals. Or was the 12th, that 10K deal, your biggest?
No, I mean, that was just my first one. No, so one of my most proud deals. So this one was actually, we bought a $200,000 house for $35,000. And so we put about $70,000 in rehab in it. And so I was able to make six figures. We actually rehabbed it though. But it was really cool because—
You say you only put $7,000 in the rehab?
No, 70.
Oh, 70.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 70, and then sold it for $225.
Wow.
So I love that deal because it was just a lot of obstacles in it. So like the county actually was on the way to demolish the home, but we had to convince the county to let us rehab it, because otherwise we would have lost the investment, because the county was going to just tear it down and it would have been now land. And so we were able to convince them, and then brought our contractors in. We also had $250,000 of liens on the property. Dang. And so we were able to negotiate and reduce those all the way down to zero, which was amazing. So we really worked around that deal. And then because of that, so the city now, when they have properties that need to be rehabbed, we're the first people they call to come rehab, because they seen what we were able to do. So it was just like, it was not only did we just make a lot of money, but we were able to really prove ourselves in that market. So yeah.
And was this your first fix and flip?
Yeah, that was the first fix and flip. Yep.
I usually hear people on their first fix and flip, they always lose money.
Oh yeah. So this one I did partner with another gentleman who actually ended up becoming a very good friend, and now he and his company are partners with Lexland Realty as well. And we teach our entire brokerage how to flip homes through his leadership. So it's just, from the relationship building is really how we were able to get in the door. So if you come on as part of a member with Lexland Realty, you'll be able to get access to, he's actually a home flipping GOAT in the city. Benjamin Cordoba is his name. So
it sounds familiar.
Yes. So they teach how to flip homes, and then so if you're an agent with us, you get to be in that program. You get access to that, and then they split the profits. You guys come in and get 70%, and the brokerage only keeps 30%. So you get to keep all of the majority of the profits and flip homes. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. One of our agents is, she's about to list it next week, and they're going to make $90,000. It's crazy.
That's a good payday.
Yeah, she came on by herself, but you can partner with up to 4 other members. So it takes off some of the financial responsibility if you are thinking about flipping homes. So
with Lexland Realty, let's highlight this right now, right? So how do people even become involved with the organization?
Absolutely. So if you are a licensed realtor, Lexland Realty, we have been mentioned multiple times. You probably might have heard about it as Florida's #1 real estate brokerage because of the services that we offer, which is no other brokerage offers, like the home flipping partner mentorship, our wholesaling division, our tax deed classes. There's just such a wide range of just a bunch of Tampa real estate moguls have all gotten together to pour into our community and are leading with our gifts. Every single one of our leaders is gifted to do and born to do what we do, to put other people on and help not only grow your bank account, but grow your relationship, live your most abundant life, and through finding your own inner peace. So that's one way that sets us apart. So if you are a licensed realtor seeking to join a phenomenal real estate brokerage, Lexland Realty is highly recommended to join as a licensed realtor. If you want to come and flip homes, you can also join our flipping program. We've also partnered with Sharon Rogers, who is also a wholesaling expert and all over. She is amazing, and so we partner with her as well to help people wholesale. And then also we have our your EDB Academy as well, Flip Land. So I think that's why I'm so happy to be here with Mr. Elijah.
Yeah, this is dope. So with that, do they need to have a license to join?
No, because no, you do not need a license to join. So if you don't have a license, you can join our wholesaling division to learn how to wholesale, or you can join the home flipping. You can flip homes. So with the home flipping, you can partner with up to 4 other members, and then you can go and do your first flip. So you can split. You divide, instead of needing the full down payment, you only need a fourth of the down payment, because you and your partners are going to split that financial responsibility. And then you have a whole bunch of different eyes on your flip. You've got Benjamin Cordoba. There's also, he has another partner as well. I oversee all of the flips, and your partners all have a decision on whether or not you guys go in on it. So it's overlooked, and it's, it's just a very low risk investment.
In terms of capital, how much would you say they need to start?
So we're saying 10,000 to be safe. I think, is this your? Sorry.
I think it's that off. No, you're good. That's probably the time anyway.
Oh, that's the time. Oh, I forgot. Okay, you said keep going.
Yeah. So, all right. So they can follow you. Where can they follow you on social media?
Yes. So our TikTok is Lex_Land. And then you can go to lexlandrealty.com to either schedule a consultation if you want to get in and want to provide the best representation. It is our vision that every agent owns real estate. Every member owns real estate, not just sell it. And then also Instagram is Lexland_Realty. And my personal Instagram is at Alexis Monroe 22.
All right. Make sure y'all tap in with her, Lexland Realty. If you in the Tampa Bay area, make sure you come to our meetup Saturday, April 15th at 1 to 3 p.m. We're giving you guys tremendous game, right? So make sure you tap in with us, and we're going to make this happen.
I like it. Thank you.
Game changes.